Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 23rd of July. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have EML Payments, PointsBet, Simic, IOOF and Resolute Mining. So if you have a request, send it through. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter. If you enjoy these videos, please share them on social media or even leave us a review on Google and Facebook. If you need further help, please let me know and inquire about our other services. And of course, any advice here is general only. So daily chart of EML, and this has been a pretty good trading stock for us. I mean, most recently, we jumped in on the recovery, but then if we zoom in, it gave us a reversal here, sort of mid to early June. So, that first big day down, we jumped out, and look, it has been trading fairly poorly ever since. So it's shorter term downtrend. It's making lower lows, lower highs. So at the moment, there's no rush to be trying to get into it. Shorter term, it looks like it's maybe trying to stabilize here, but again, I think it's still too early to consider it a buy, but one to keep on the watch list. Okay, PointsBet. Look, recent price action is a bit concerning. So what we've got is we've had the share price sort of rally to a new high. Now, often I like to see a stock. So if this was the old high, often I'd like to see it consolidate under that, which will give it a bit more of a sustainable move to a new high. But here we've just seen it rush to a new high, and then it's got sold off straight away. It's tried to get back above, but again, sold off. So this very negative price action. Any sort of rallies are corrective. Even here, sort of corrective rally, then it gets sold off, and again, it just struggles to head higher. So look, at the moment, I think the risk is to the downside just a little bit more here. I think we're just going to see softer levels, and it's too early to be buying it. Simic. Now we can have a quick look at a weekly chart. We could see that before the pandemic, it was quite an underperformer anyway. So like most stocks, rallied from the March lows, and then since the peak in June, it's just been sliding. So where the broader market's been trying to recover here over the last few days or so, Simic has just continued to slide. So it's not looking good. I mean, potentially we've got support here that it's bounced off, but I think that if we break that line, we're going to see a swift move down. So at the moment, not looking too good, and a breach of this line would make it even more negative. Okay, IOOF. So again, like most stocks, recovered off the March lows. Been looking pretty steady, so not a bad recovery here. So a nice, nice recovery off the March lows there. Sort of most recently, we could see that it continues to edge higher day by day. So the higher lows, which is good. Sort of like the broader market, there had been a level over the past several weeks that was offering resistance, and just recently we've cracked through that with IOOF. But of course, I'll just zoom in. But of course, most recently it's finding resistance at the June high. So look, overall it's still looking good. I think as long as it maintains this sort of trend here with the higher lows, I think it'll be getting itself ready to push beyond that June high. Okay, now Resolute. Now look, longer term it has been a bit of an underperformer, of course, compared to other gold stocks, but most recently there has been some obvious resistance around that sort of $1.25, $1.30 level. And most recently when I was on Ausbiz TV, I was asked about this one and just said, look, as soon as it cracks that level, then it looks okay. And there you go, it sort of cracked it yesterday. So a nice gap up on good volume. above that major resistance level. So, resistance has now been broken. I think this is basically a buy signal now, and we should see a decent rally because it has been, I guess, for about 9 months, it has been finding fairly strong resistance there. So by finally breaching that level after a long period of time, we should get a fairly decent rally. So I'd be looking at, moves back up to, towards this sort of $1.80, $2 level. So Resolute at the moment looking like a good buy. Okay, well that's all for this week. If you have requests, send it through. I'll try to include your stock for you.